Imagine having a fund that delivers excellent returns under all circumstances, whether market conditions are favorable or adverse. Whether the stock market is experiencing a boom or a downturn, such a prospect sounds appealing. However, this isn't merely a concept to contemplate. It requires adopting a specific strategy, one that capitalizes on both long positions or buying shares, and short positions or selling shares simultaneously. Traditional mutual funds typically do not offer this facility. Consequently, the market regulator, SEBI, has introduced a new investment product specifically for retail investors. It is called the Specialized Investment Fund, or SIF. In today's episode, we will be discussing about this form of investments. You are likely already familiar with the concept of SIPs. Oh, not this one. It's systematic investment plans within mutual funds where a fund manager invests your capital into a selection of chosen stocks. Naturally, when stock prices rise, you generate a profit. However, in scenarios where the market experiences a prolonged downturn, the Specialized Investment Fund or SIF can prove to be a highly effective tool for you. SIFs allows for derivative trading. This means the fund manager can deploy capital using both long and short strategies, capitalizing on market movements whether they are trending upward or downward. Therefore, regardless of whether the market rises or falls, an SIF has the potential to generate profits in both scenarios. Before we proceed further, do like and subscribe as we keep coming up with new funds and educational videos for you. Okay, let's first clarify what is long and short positions actually entail. In the parlance of the stock market, taking a long position implies that, based on your market analysis, you anticipate an appreciation in the value of a specific stock. Conversely, taking a short position implies that, based on your analysis, you anticipate a decline in the value of a specific stock. The SIF is an asset class designed to formulate a strategy that leverages both of these approaches simultaneously to generate and capture profits. One could describe it as an investment vehicle that bridges the gap between existing mutual fund schemes and portfolio management services or PMS. This is because, while mutual fund schemes allow investors to begin with a minimum investment of Rs 100, on the other hand, PMS investors have to make a minimum investment of Rs 50 lakhs. Now, for the first question, does the SIF feature various categories similar to mutual funds? Much like mutual funds, investors here can invest according to their specific risk appetite. According to SEBI, there are currently 7 categories within this framework, 3 in equity, 2 in debt, and 2 other categories. Let's understand this with an example. In the equity category, for instance, there is a type known as an equity long-short fund. These funds invest 80% of their total capital across large-cap, mid-cap, and small-cap stocks. In other words, you can also call them a type of flexi-cap fund. However, the key distinction is that while a mutual fund typically operates on a buy-only strategy, where an SIF employs both buying and selling strategies, that is, both long and short positions. Similarly, this approach applies to strategies involving sector rotation and debt funds as well. Now that we are discussing both, let's also examine the other differences between them. Regarding SIFs, while they are technically available to retail investors, you can only participate in this form of retail investment if you have the capacity to invest in the range of lakhs. Specifically, you must possess a minimum capital of Rs 10 lakhs to invest in an SIF. In contrast, mutual funds require a minimum lump sum investment of just Rs 100 or Rs 500 if investing via Systematic Investment Plan (SIP). Furthermore, an SIF can only be launched by an asset management company (AMC) that has been operational for at least 3 years and, immediately prior to launching the fund, had assets under management (AUM) of no less than Rs 10,000 crore. Given that these funds involve managing large portfolios, SEBI has mandated that asset management companies appoint a dedicated Chief Investment Officer (CIO) to oversee them. Now, a very important question that arises. Is a minimum investment of Rs 10 lakhs required for every single scheme? Experts clarify that while the minimum investment threshold is indeed 10 lakhs rupees, it applies to an asset management company or AMC and not a single scheme. You may invest a minimum cumulative total of 10 lakhs rupees across all SIF categories offered by a single AMC. Here, the specific categories available to an investor depend on the AMC, which has the authority to approve or restrict access to certain categories. Now, although SIFs were introduced to bridge the gap between mutual funds and PMS which have a minimum limit of rupees 50 lakhs, you will still be investing a minimum amount of rupees 10 lakhs. So it is essential that you have adequate knowledge regarding the risks associated with these products. Therefore, with a view to mitigating risk, SEBI has established specific guidelines and frameworks for each of these products. Ultimately, the specific risk band under which you fall will be determined based on your individual portfolio. In other words, for investors, SIFs offer not only the high risk, high return formula but also feature schemes characterized by low risk, low return. Experts believe that a minimum ticket size of 10 lakh rupees has been set for SIF specifically to keep new and small-scale investors at bay, thereby ensuring that participation and investment is limited to those investors who possess a sound understanding of derivatives. As for taxation, SIFs are subject to the same tax regulations that apply to mutual funds regarding short-term capital gains and long-term capital gains. To conclude, I would suggest that SIFs are worth considering only if you are a high net worth, seasoned investor with a high-risk appetite who understands market-linked risks, short positions, and hedging strategies. Also, you already have a robust, core mutual fund portfolio and want to access niche asset allocation strategies. However, they are not suitable for retail or conservative investors. They involve complex derivative strategies that carry higher liquidity and market risks. Also, if you are new to capital markets, stick to simpler, regulated products like regular mutual funds. Further, if you might have sudden liquidity needs, it is better to avoid SIFs. Lastly, if you want a hands-off, easily trackable portfolio, then SIFs are not for you as they add complexity without a guaranteed reward. That wraps up today's video on SIF. I hope you found it helpful and that it gave you some clear insights. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos and turn on the notification bell for updates. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop your feedback and comments below. What part of SIF did you find most interesting? Or what topic should I cover next? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.